So I got a new camera today. It's a Nikon D3200 and still learning how to use it. Right now I wouldn't even know how to make this focus. Anyways, looks pretty decent. Decent video, pretty good pictures. It's 24 megapixels. Got it for $500. It was like $100 off. And in my apartment, as you can tell, it's kind of messy. Never really have anyone over, so never really clean it that much. Haven't made a video in a while. My iPhone 4, I think the battery's dead. Like, it won't even turn on, even though I've tried charging it. And I know the charger cord works because I tried it on someone else's phone. So I decided to buy a new camera. And this thing's kind of bulky. It's got like a really huge lens on it. I mean, compared to like your regular digital camera. Definitely can't fit this thing into your pocket. Lens I got on it now came with it. Yeah, it's November 20th, 2013, and I have been off of my Valium taper, completely finished off that medication since like early September, I believe, or mid-September. Yeah, might have been like September 12th. And so happy to be off of that. Felt very sedated on the medication, even all the way down to the last half a milligram of Valium. Actually, even though I'm all the way off the medication, I still feel like I'm drugged up, even though I'm off, even though I'm not on anything at all. So it's a very weird feeling. I was just diagnosed with small fiber neuropathy from my neurologist about a week ago. So finally got something that actually was able to be tested positive for. They did a skin biopsy on 3 different spots in my leg. There's one down there, one there, and one up here. Took a scalpel and took chunks out of my skin, and the test came back 88% positive for small fiber neuropathy. Find a good spot for this. And basically what small fiber neuropathy means is that your nerves throughout your body literally are too short, so they don't send a strong enough signal to your body to do like certain things, like control your blood circulation. A lot of people that have small fiber neuropathy, their number one symptom is burning, tingling skin, but luckily I don't have that symptom. And so a neurologist told me that this diagnosis could be explain a lot of my symptoms, like feeling like I'm going to pass out, or feeling dizzy or woozy, low energy, not being able to focus. And another problem I've been having is when I try to go for a jog, like right now, my limit is like half a mile. It's possible that I should be running a little bit less than that, maybe a couple 100 meters. Because at the end of my run, I just feel like I'm going to collapse. Sometimes I feel like I'm having actual palpitations during my run, and it also kind of feels like my heart is literally like weak or struggling to pump. And just after I'm done running, I just feel dizzy, woozy, lightheaded. I feel like I'm just going to faint or collapse. Really, I'm out of it. Have trouble focusing. Like I'll finish my run right outside there. I'll be standing outside, and I'll like stop and like catch my breath and everything, but I feel the urge to need to get right back inside and sit down, because I just feel like I'm going to just literally collapse. And this can't be normal. I'm 28 and a half years old, and I'm out of shape, but like when I try to exercise, like normally once someone starts running regularly, they would get better and better and improve over time. Well, it's like I just keep struggling every time. So don't know what's going on. So I went to my cardiologist today, and I was really worried before I went in that he was going to be biased based on my last appointment. My last appointment might have been like a year ago, I'm not sure, maybe not that long. But during my last appointment, I asked if I could get a stress test, and he refused to give me one because I had one like maybe like 8 months prior to that, and he didn't feel there was a need to do another one. Back then I kind of felt like I was going to collapse from working out too. I was actually in better shape back then. But today, like literally as he was coming in, opening the door to the patient room, he like started talking and saying that he wasn't going to do anything before he even said hi to me, which was crazy. I was just like, oh, here we go again. But he actually started talking to me and started actually listening to what I had to say, what was going on. And the next thing you know, he went from I'm not going to do anything, completely shutting me off, to putting me on a 30-day heart monitor. So hopefully I won't need it for the full 30 days, but luckily he's actually willing to help me out and see what's going on. So I figure hopefully I won't need more than a few days. Honestly, I think he just did a 30-day monitor just to make money and bill my insurance. But I know it'll just take me a couple or a few times working out, and then I'll have my full-blown symptoms and see if they catch anything. And yesterday, actually, before I went to the cardiologist, I had an MRI done. Another thing that's going on with me is I feel like my head is literally like swelling. like my brain is swelling, and it's possible that could be because I have both of my top wisdom teeth still in. So it could just be the pressure from that, but it kind of feels really weird. It's been going on for a few months, maybe like 5 to 6 months, and it's really abnormal. I mean, sometimes it just almost paralyzes me in the sense that it's so intense that I have to sit around, and it makes me really lose focus, and it feels really weird. It doesn't feel like a headache, it is necessarily, it just feels like my brain is literally swelling, pressing against the inside of my skull. So it's yesterday I've been on backward sleep schedule. I've been waking up at like 7 p.m. recently, and I've also for a few months now I've been having the habit of probably getting like 6 to 8 hours of sleep for the bulk of my sleep, but then during the day I'll take like an hour or two nap. For a while I was actually taking a nap twice a day and then getting most of my sleep later on. And I was also on like a night schedule also. Now that I'm working, I'm disabled, and yeah, I was heading to at a MRI. My neurologist agreed to schedule me an MRI to see what swelling was going on in my head, and I had to get up early yesterday to go to a regular doctor's appointment because on my inner left elbow I had some dry, irritated skin, like a fairly good sized patch, and wanted to make sure it wasn't like psoriasis, and turned out it was eczema. So got some cream for that I'm going to start applying. And I apologize for holding my camera like this. I should be getting a tripod soon. And I'm going to familiarize myself with a video editor. Maybe I can use Windows Movie Maker again like I did on my old camera. And since it's extremely easy to use, and I'll just use a tripod, and maybe like instead of carrying it around and moving to different positions, I'll set the tripod up in different places and then just edit everything together. But yeah, when I was going to I went to the doctor's office, came back home, was dead tired, didn't have enough sleep. Only managed to fall asleep for half an hour, and then I set my alarm on my cell phone wrong. I accidentally set it for AM instead of PM because I had to get up again to ride my bike to hospital about half mile away. And I kind of like woke up on my own, realized it was 5 minutes till my appointment, and I had to rush, get up. I was still barely awake, was a little dehydrated, hungry, was rushing on my bicycle. The hospital sits at the top of a hill, so I kind of rushed up that. As soon as I got off my bike, I felt like I was going to collapse, and I continued to feel that way for like the next 30 minutes. When I walked into the hospital, I had to get a wheelchair to be pushed around to the other side of the hospital. When I got to radiology, the lady doing my MRI took me down to the cafeteria so I could get something to eat before doing it, and I was just so out of it. Here's my room, by the way. I don't spend much time in here. It used to be the opposite. I used to have, before my desktop computer crashed, I spent so much time on this couch and on that computer all the time. And then I decided to, after like almost a year and a half, I decided to finally move into the living room, which never spent any time in here. And now I spend all my time on this couch, and I did get approved for disability a few months ago, and I got full, well, not completely full, got back pay. Had to give up stinking 25% to my lawyer, and I think it was like $5,000 or $6,000 I had to fork over to her that he took out before I received anything, and freaking sucked. That's a lot of money. And then I ended up getting like $18,000 myself, and then I continue to get $842 a month, and I believe that's supposed to go up next year. And when I got disability, I was still tapering off of Valium and